Welcome back to the Eye of Jupiter podcast live. This week I have on Mr. Ray Rahim. He just came on the episode this week, the Tuesday drop that came out, where he had that strange encounter with whatever he's seen in the sky there. That basically, the way he put it, he had him in a leg lock or a heel hold or whatever they call those in his head, and he had to fight and get it out and. Really strange. Also, some some Kandaharian, or better said, Afghani giants. All that is to be seen in the episode that just dropped on Tuesday. I'll get to the episode in a second. If you keep finding yourself coming back to the Eye of Jupiter, please do me a favor, like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to get some extra episodes early, please do me a favor and go ahead and become a member, and you can get those early. It's $5 a month. You get all the great things you get to know from the Eye of Jupiter, but you get to get those earlier than everybody else. Let's say hello to everybody here. We have Jeanette is here. What's up, baby? We have Michigan Sandman, Diane Fowler. I will get you on as a moderator. I got your email. It's just that I've been packed full of work. It's been very busy, very interesting guests coming up, guys. That's why I haven't been able to get to Diane just yet, but I really enjoy Pam as always. Thanks for being here, baby. Always helping me out on the channel. We also, let's see, there was another person. We have, Mr. Robert Chinchilla 554. Welcome to the show. And let's see, we have Freaky Geeks back. Good to go. We're having a lot of fun. And To Darkheart. Welcome to the show. Hope you guys all hit that like button on your way out. And I appreciate you being here. So without any further ado, let's welcome to the show. It started to become a friend of mine. I'm going to have to say, Mr. Ray Rahim. What's up, my friend?
What's up, guys? How's it going, Tom? Thanks for having me on. How is everyone?
Yeah, I met you over on Jim's Night's Watch. Yep. Yeah, our buddy Jim. Hey, what's up? Bruce Brown is here, everybody. Hello, Bruce.
What's up, Bruce?
Yeah, Bruce. But he was on last week, and he dropped a bomb of an episode. If you get a chance, go back and check that one out, dude. One of the best ever, guys. It was hot, nice. Dude. It was hot. And so we met over there, and we actually had a Tatarian episode. So when I had you on a couple weeks ago, the recording, and it just released on Tuesday, after the end of the show, you were like, "Hey, man, I was into the Tatarian thing when you got my brain flowing, and I started looking into things, and I would love to, maybe have a chance to do episodes." I was like, "Dude, ask no more. Let's get it done." And now you're here. So.
I'm here.
Do me a favor, Rahim. Introduce yourself. You just came out with a new book. Tell everybody about that new book, all your other books, and a little bit about yourself and where we can find you.
All right. What's up, everyone? My name is Ray. I've been on a few podcasts here and there with Jim of the Night's Watch, with Tom here of Eye of Jupiter, Ellie Marzulli, Terry Carter, the Confessionals podcast. Anyway, I'm known for talking about my father's.
Whoa! You've been on the Confessionals podcast.
Yep.
Tony Merkel. I had no idea. Yeah. Oh, I know who he is.
Yeah. Tony Merkel actually went to high school with my older sister.
That's right. He's from the Philadelphia area.
Yep. He's from Hamburg. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And my sister went to the same school as him. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, dude. All right. Yeah. Please continue. I'm sorry. You just wait a minute.
No, you're good.
I know this show. All right, man. Please continue.
Yeah, so I pretty much went on those podcasts and talked about my father's encounter with the Kandahar giant and his mother and all of the weird things that happened surrounding that event. And from there, pretty much, I had an encounter with, I guess you could say they were extraterrestrials, some pretty freaky stuff. I spoke in depth about that with Tom. And now I just came out with this book.
Ooh.
It is called Sticks and Stones, The Book of Racial Slurs, a dissection of hate speech. And basically, growing up, and I'll just be real quick about this. Growing up, I was 14 years old when 9/11 happened, and I watched in real time as a lot of these racist slurs were made about me.
Ooh.
So some of those are in here. I'm sure I can't say what these things are for the algorithm, but I mean, I can just like show. So the cover. Oh, I'm sorry. The cover is like Grand Theft Auto. It's inspired by that, and then you have like the star rating. So if you got to block it, you can block it. Sorry, man. But just giving people an idea of what the book's about. It's basically about breaking down all of this language that we've all heard and possibly used possibly laughed at in the wrong company. So everybody's included in this. In the second edition, I will include more. So if you folks want to reach out to me and one of your slurs is not in this book, I would be glad to add it. I also have this book, Encyclopedia of Conspiracy Theories, Volume 1. Volume 2, unfortunately, is banned. I can no longer even get it myself. So,
a certain character on the front there looks like Casper the Ghost or something there. I got you.
oh yeah. Unfortunately, but yeah. So that's me. You can find my books on Amazon. And yeah, let's talk about Tartaria.
Yeah. It's interesting. We were talking the other day. Oh, yeah, that's right. After the show. So, as many of you know, I've become an English shooter. One of my students is actually from Tartaria, or the part of Russia still known as Tataria. He also speaks the language. I was hoping one day I'd get him to come on here, but he says my English isn't good enough yet, so I understand that. And it kind of sparked an interest in both of us. So let's go into it, man. You go ahead and start, and I'll follow your lead, buddy.
Okay. Well, from what I know, and it's the same as a lot of people know, is the main thing people think about when they think of Tartaria is the mud flood. Right. Now, a lot of people might ask, what is the mud flood? Is it a pole shift? Is it just some type of earthquake-related event? I've been kind of wondering that myself. Is it a combination of them? Is it tectonic plates that shifted and it just caused things to just it had to be something that was very sudden. Was it, their technology that they had? Did it have something to do with that? I don't know. But I've always wondered why a lot of these buildings are buried under the ground as well, like their windows and doors and stuff. You see it a lot in the American cities.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can pull up a good photo of what you're describing. Yeah. It's kind of they kind of hide it away, especially in Google. But here's a good one that I enjoy. Yeah, I'm going to pull that up for you guys so you can kind of see what Ray's talking about. To give So what is this guy? If you've never heard it before, this is it's been a conspiracy that's been around for quite a while, hasn't it?
It has. Yeah. It's been something that a lot of people, it kind of puzzles people. Like, how come the tops of these window frames and doors and stuff are sticking out of the ground for no reason? How come there's like 5 levels below the basement? That's what's that all about? I had heard something where the term founded, like this city of St. Louis, for example, it was founded on this date. Apparently founded was the people came and they actually found structures that they built up upon.
Wow. Oh yes. That same thing with like San Francisco, many other cities, like San Francisco, like the subterranean part of that is such a, it's almost, larger than the city itself. It's in its design and in its it's architecture and what they'd had to do to make it. You can say it's kind of hard to find it. They kind of hidden away. Here's a good picture here for you guys. This is what he's talking about. There's a whole door frames below the ground level. And,
it's pretty wild.
So what is it about Tataria? What can you give us a bit of a history on that, if you don't mind?
Apparently it's they were known as the Tartars, and they were in the area where modern day Russia is.
Yes.
So I'm not actually sure if they were a worldwide civilization like America is now. I mean, think about it. They could be. They could have had their hands, their tentacles in all types of different areas of the globe.
Even the conflict that is going on right now, and you guys are very aware of that, what's going on in Venezuela and what's going on with the tanker situation, and the war over there in Ukraine, and a lot of that, it could be could be like just basically like an old school spin-off of the Tatarian Empire versus the rest of the world. And that's what it might be in its death throes or whatever you may think. That's it's up for you to decide and do your own research on. But a lot of people think that. They also think that they were an advanced civilization, didn't they, Ray?
Yeah. Supposedly, a lot of their technology involved airships. It involved sacred geomancy. So,
Geomancy.
yeah, like a lot of these cathedrals that exist today, and they have those stained glass patterns and stuff, and the way their archways and architectures are, and then what they have on top of the buildings. More than that,
Yes.
it's supposed to draw energy out of the ether. So
Yes,
this
an
is a lot
old
of
word.
Tesla technology. Yeah, a lot of Tesla technology here going on.
People would say, a lot of these cathedral spires, let it be the one in Cologne, which is the one I know the best, or St. Peter's Cathedral.
Yep.
I've actually watched a whole video on them. If you look at the very top of them, you'd have to understand that lightning rod technology really wasn't kind of developed until much, much later than the building of these cathedrals. So someone could say, something along the line, oh, this is some type of architecture, and like the praise to God and things of that nature. But maybe the newer ones, but the old ones, it doesn't seem to make that much sense, honestly. So there's a theory that I've heard that's gone around that they actually, like you were saying with Tesla and I think it's called the Wycliffe Tower. Is that correct? Am I
I have heard
pronouncing
of that. Yeah,
it?
I
If you
don't
want
know
to
too
pronounce
much
it,
about the Wycliffe Tower. Yeah, but
it's yeah.
I've heard about it.
So if you guys don't know, Tesla is basically the inventor of alternating current. Before that, everything was direct current, and it was unable to be used over distances without some type of repowering. And there was Tesla actually worked in Edison's office, developed the electric motor, the alternating current electric motor back in the 1880s, I believe, and he was he actually seen it, Edison, if you will, as an undermining of his electricity. So he actually did something crazy and took an elephant and electrocuted it in the street to show how dangerous alternating current was. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yes, he did that. It's quite insane. So basically, 99% of the power, except for if you have a battery for your solar system for your house, or if you have a battery in your car that then starts your starter motor, those are DC, which is direct current, but everything else is alternating current. And he then also developed this idea that never came to fruition and was blocked, which we know a lot of times there's some press technology, that he was trying to make electricity free, and he was trying to transmit it through the air.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and let's see, there is footage. Yes, I'd imagine there is. Welcome to the show, Mark. I'd imagine there is. That they can actually transfer power through the air, and there's the idea is that we lost this technology, but you can kind of see it in some of the old architecture, especially in these European and Middle Eastern cathedrals of like Azerbaijan, and even
Yep.
places as even places as far down as Ethiopia, where you're just like, wow, this is incredible.
Yep. Yeah.
So, you said you had some things that you wanted to tell me of that you kind of ran into that
Yeah.
where maybe that someone already knows, but not everyone knows about this. And yeah, let me know, man. I want to hear it.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know what you know until you know it, right?
I don't know.
There you go. Yeah. Well, me anyway. I don't know what I don't know until I run into the information and
True.
I discover. So I found a connection between these geometric patterns in the stained glass windows and the bells in these cathedrals, which I thought was interesting. Supposedly, it's supposed to activate some type of resonance frequency, or it does something. Like the bells ringing apparently does something to the human body, based on these geometric patterns and shapes inside of the structure. So I think there's a form of sound therapy technology going on there.
Yes, there's a certain resonance.
Kind of like a gigantic rife machine.
Interesting. We
Yeah.
actually did a whole episode, I don't know, about a year ago, when I was on the Forum of the Forbidden, where we talked about the resonance of 432, and its profound effects upon human biology, and how it's actually more pleasing to the ear. And for some reason, they went to 440, which is kind of like the opposite, because it doesn't match up in eighths or whatever the resonance is of the Earth, and you can divide the resonance of the Earth into the 432, and it makes this connection, unlike what they put on the radio now, which could be some. No, it doesn't. Oh, look who's here. Oh, we have a special treat. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you guys to Elder Medicine Bear Call. Please do me a favor, go to her channel and subscribe to it and watch the things she has to say. They could be deemed as a little bit controversial, but I don't see it that way. I had her on, and she will be coming up in 2 weeks on the 20th of January. I will be releasing that episode that me and this incredible person did. Here she is. Here's her YouTube channel. And yeah, you got to check that one out, Ray. It's a different kind of show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
She is like the last of her kind, and as a medicine woman that carries around a little bag and her connection with God and the universe and Bigfoot. And it's very, very interesting. And here we go. Elder Medicine Woman Bellas are energy portals. Yes, she speaks 9 languages, ladies and gentlemen. Let's
Cool.
not worry about the grammar here so much. Yeah. So Tataria, bro, Tataria. There's a lot of connections to the world's fairs. Here's an interesting thing. Have you ever looked at the very old pictures depicted of Jesus Christ when he had the halo above his head?
I have. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I have seen those.
Okay. So what did you find distinctly different about those than the more modern ones? I don't mean to put you on the
They
spot.
kind of, yeah, they kind of reminded me more of like the Christian depictions, or Rama, or a lot of the other types of like gods. They had the same thing. They had like that halo.
Old,
So that's kind of the connection like I made.
interesting. Of CHRI Christ. With Halo. I'm trying to find this to give you guys a little bit of a
Yeah.
understanding of something.
Yeah, because
So,
you see depictions of these other deities with the same halo, and a lot of times they're like doing this.
there's very old ones. I can't seem to find the
Yeah.
very, very old ones, the Byzantine ones, the ones that are before the Council of Nicaea, around that time period. But I'll find them later, guys. So I'm looking over here and I can't find them. But basically, the halo, I don't know if you know this, but during they found the Dead Sea Scrolls, okay, back in the 40s, 50s in Israel. And in there's different depictions of what happened with Christ. I think there's actually the Book of Judas in there. And so a lot of these scholars were reading these things, and they were all Christian scholars. And there was one that was not, and his name was Mark Allegra. And he wrote a book. It's something along the lines of Christ and the Holy Mushroom, something like that. So if you look at old depictions of the halo of Christ, you will see like these lines emanating out like the underside of a mushroom. And there's also things, why is Santa Claus red with white? Because that's for Amanita muscaria, the sometimes dangerous and sometimes possibly psychedelic mushroom. And
That's the Super Mario mushroom.
The Super Mario mushroom, yeah, yes, exactly, the one that makes you big, which is pretty funny because when supposedly, according to Terrence McKinney, when you eat mushrooms, the first thing you do is because they came down out of the boreal forest into the grasslands as time changed in Africa, and the first thing that happens when you take these mushrooms, they look like a plate, is that you stand up to get more of a visual view of what you're seeing. It makes you want to copulate, and it also makes you see further. So that's the stoned ape theories. But the rings underneath the lines, or in German, Lamellen, so the lines from the mushrooms, that's there because of, they believe when reading these Dead Sea Scrolls, at least this is what this gentleman is arguing, that the first meaning of the word Jesus is a mushroom covered in God's semen. So there's actually a fertility cults that use the word Jesus to kind of hide what they're doing from the Romans. And it's very controversial, and actually the Catholic Church took that book and threw it in the corner. And yeah, bro, I'll look it up for you.
I don't. That's a first, man. I've never heard that.
Never
before.
heard that.
No,
Wow.
I've never heard that. And it's actually like,
okay,
it's fun.
It's wild. I actually bought the book, but I never got around to reading it.
Wow.
But I'm definitely going to make that a part of my kind of a mission that I have to do. Here it is. This actual.
And okay.
So it's called the Sacred Mushroom and the Cross from John M. Allegro. And this book only became recently, within the last 10 years or so, 15 years back into circulation because of its suppression by the Catholic Church. Oddly enough, yes, it's just there's so many things that could be a pop.
That's wild.
To make that connection with what we're talking about. There's just so many things from the past that could be through, hierarchical. That word, hierarchical. You guys go ahead and say it yourself on the MP3 side. Systems that certain things get suppressed. And we know that happens even with the English language, that, with the Norman invasion, with the Anglo-Saxons, that the language changed over time, and there's a lot of suppression of English. The same thing happens with ideas or even ancient empires, like the Tatarians.
Fascinating. I'm just taking it all in, man. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I do know that the Tartarians are the ones that forced, and this has to do with pharmacopoeia, kind of with, you brought up the mushrooms and these guys. Well, the Ashkenazi,
Ashkenazi, yep.
Yeah, them.
Look,
apparently they were nice.
Yes.
Apparently they were forced. They were forced into Judaism by the Tartars.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because so a while back I saw this YouTube documentary by a guy named what was his name? Something Swindle. I want to say Chuck Swindle. And the documentary on YouTube is called The God Eaters. So these travelers from the East, from like the Silk Road times, they would travel from the East all the way to Europe. And they're merchants, they're traders. So they had been corresponding with these wealthy European aristocrats on, hey, we want to buy silk, we want to buy spices, just whatever. So they travel over months to Europe, and they had to go through the Khazarian Empire. Okay.
The Khazarian.
And this is the Khazarian. Yeah, the Khazarian Empire. Right, yeah, they had to go through there.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, they had to go through there, which is now, I guess, like modern day Turkey, that area. So these people would be welcomed. A lot of these Khazarians were innkeepers, supposedly. So they would take these weary travelers in, they'd feed them, they'd entertain them with like belly dancing, whatnot, what have you. And they would offer them lodging. And what they would do is they would drug them. And they would use mushrooms and various forms of herbs and stuff.
So they're kind of like ancient CIA or something.
More like ancient vampires, because what they would do is, and I don't know if you have to block any of this stuff out, but I'll be very PG.
Do your best.
What they would do is they would introduce these pharmacopoeia, mushrooms, maybe, I don't know, other types of herbs into what they were eating, what these travelers were eating. And they would start getting drugged, and they'd get really talkative. And then these Khazarians, they would extract all this information out of them, where they're going, where they're from, what they have, and they would divide their group up. And then once they were sleepy and drugged, they would take them and chain them in like a dungeon or a basement, like facing each other. And they would come down and they would start torturing each of these travelers in front of the other travelers. And it would increase the adreno, shiny and chrome in their blood. Okay. Sorry, I love Mad Max.
That was brilliant, dude. I love that.
I love and chrome. Yeah. So the adreno, shiny, and chrome, chrome nickel, would increase in their blood. And what they would do then is they would drain it, and they would get intoxicated off of it.
Wow.
And this is what supposedly today a lot of the trafficking and tunnels and stuff. That
All those lights and traffic cops, yeah.
supposedly this is a practice that has survived, especially amongst the elite. And a lot of these elites can trace their lineage back to this empire. So apparently,
the Khazarians.
yes. So after so long, a lot of people had their never heard from their merchants. They lost their contact with their family members that went west to sell their goods. And they always seem to lose contact when they reach this certain area. So what they started doing was they started going to the Tartars and telling them about it. Because apparently these guys were the big cheeses in the area. Or the time period.
Mm-hmm.
So after about 800 years of this nonsense, the Tartars finally, I guess, sent their own people down there and found out that all of these rumors are true.
Wow.
And they forced them to accept Judaism or Christianity. And I'm not sure if Islam was on the table or not. Don't, quote me on that. But they definitely had to choose a religion and they had to change their ways or else the Tartars were going to wipe them out. That's what I have heard.
It's very often the case where like a certain, like for example, there's a form of Christianity known as the Gnostics. Have you heard of those?
I've heard of them.
The Gnostics. The only reason we even know they exist is because the Catholic Church just ransacked them and took them over and basically eliminated them from the planet. But they had a form of Christianity that was like not accepted, and it comes through. Gnostic means to know, so like they believe that Christ is not a revealed kind of situation. It's more like
right.
Through time you get to know, and therefore it is true kind of thing. And they weren't digging it at all. So I want to say hi to 6 Sour 01. Welcome to the show. Hopefully I earned your
6 Sour.
Yeah,
I have a 6 Sour.
Yeah, and my good buddy James Hood at 9694. He is your all. If you're in the Mississippi area, Alabama, Mississippi area, I don't know how far he reaches out there, and you have something interesting happen on your property that you don't know quite what to do, go ahead and give him a holler. There's his Yahoo address there, and reach out to him. He's looking forward to meeting your acquaintance. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a lot of things like that. The world is full of mystery, which is something that you and I both love, man. I love it.
Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, the Tartars were basically like, hey, we caught wind that you guys have been basically Draculas, and we can't have this anymore. So,
therefore, the divide. That's
bad for business. Yeah, and that's how
that's the divide.
Yeah, that's how their empire grew so much power and wealth, is because they kept stealing and kidnapping and drugging and basically brutalizing people.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. And it's quite nefarious and crazy. I mean, there's even like even if you look in the U.S. and you look at the Capitol buildings that were made in the 17 and 18, late 1700s or 1800s and onwards, you will see these things that are made of large obelisk and Roman styled and Greek styled. That's when you look at the Capitol building and things like DC, the large obelisk known as the Washington Monument. The way the streets are laid out in Washington is very
big pentagram.
Yes, it's like a pentagram, exactly.
So it's a big pentagram.
A lot of our history is like, even somewhat Masonic. And people just, blind's eye to it. And Philadelphia also has some interesting history about certain places. Maybe you would like to divulge us about that. I know you know a little bit, being from there. What can you tell me about Philadelphia that is so strange?
I know a little bit, but not a whole hell of a lot. Yeah.
There's a couple buildings. There's a couple areas where it's like you can basically just directly tie it to some type of underground. What do they call that? Occult type thing that basically, in my opinion, I am not an expert, has a very large hand in our society as well as our politics and our government. And proof of that, which we've been yelling about, Alex Jones came on a long time ago. Do you remember that? He came on a long time ago. He's like, Bohemian Grove, blah, blah, blah. He went in there, took a picture of them burning Olak the owl and talking to these weirdos.
Yep.
And he's like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm not going to quote the one thing because I don't have that kind of money, but
Hold on a second.
yeah.
I don't know if you'll have to block this out, but in my second book that was banned, maybe that's another reason it was banned. I mean, I don't.
It's kind of hard to block on lives, if you know what I mean. I can't really block on lives so much.
I got you. All right, well then maybe I shouldn't. Okay.
Yeah, there's some. And he also said there's things as agent provocateurs. What they do is there's a protest, and the government gets in there. I'm doing a great Alan Shows impression, by the way.
Yeah, because in my second book, I put something about
this guy.
No, not just this guy, but
other guys.
Alex Jones, and what he said was fake. Do you remember that whole thing? He said something was a hoax. Yes, he said it specifically. Okay, well that fishing thing is in here as well. Is in this book.
That's exactly what I meant.
Maybe, but he is in it as well. I put him in here, and what he said and everything like that.
You're right.
So there's too many things in this second edition, I think, in my opinion, that were red flags for the establishment. So maybe, because I didn't even think of that before.
Yeah, and he also said, okay, agent provocateurs are saying when you have a peaceful protest, what the government or some type of black, hidden hand will go in there and put certain people in to make it a violent protest. Therefore, the police can then stop it. And if you notice, there was a certain Pink Floydish person that went around. Something happened, and then there was these large pallets of bricks that just showed up in certain neighborhoods in certain cities. And you just go, and yeah. So there's a lot of things. And he also said something about a certain island where elites go and they kind of blackmail each other. And that turned out to be true as well. You could also say if you throw enough spaghetti against the wall, something will stick. But how often do you have to be right about such big events before you... And he does sensationalize a lot of things because maybe he's also controlled opposition. You ever think about that?
Oh, many times. Yeah. I've thought about that many times. I've thought about that about him. I have thought about it. Okay, I'm sure a lot of people have.
We enjoy dancing, Jim. That's what we do best. That's why we stay in shape. We do the waltz, the Watusi, and in this situation, we have to do the salsa. You have to be on the fly.
The twist. We're doing the twist, Jim.
Mics aren't balanced. Which mic? Okay, welcome to the show. MMMNT now. Which mic needs to go up? Which one needs to go down, buddy? If you want to give us a hand, I'd appreciate that. It's kind of hard to see. It doesn't really give me any type of levels here. But I did notice that last time you and I were together, I had the wrong mic entirely. So,
it happens. It happens.
It does happen. Yeah. So what's next for you? I mean, I know we're not nearly the end. I just want to know what is it that you're planning on doing with what you're doing now? You're coming on these podcasts. You're a great guest. You know a lot about a little bit. You know a little bit about a lot of things, which is the most of us. But you're very good at disseminating it, and you're also very, I would just say, very busy. Very busy. What's next for you, man? Another book? You just dropped this one. My mic could go. Oh, yeah. I'll do my best. Let me see.
Yeah. My next book is dropping next month. It'll be something that is a lot different. It's like the opposite of the book I just created, or the one before that even. It's for children, so that's all I'll say. Yeah. So
I'm all the way up, guys. I'm all the way up. My microphone is all the way up. So
nice.
it is what it is, and I don't know how to fix that. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, so you're a busy man. I'm doing too. Just rolling with the show. I've been wanting to do a lot more conspiracy things. It takes a little more of my time to sit down and like look into them and dig into them. I honestly haven't had too much time to.
I tried sending you my book last week, dude. You protested. You said no. I was like, okay.
I'm not gonna do. You work too hard to be trying to ask Jim. He'll tell you. Yeah.
That's fine. Hey, man, I was ready. I was ready to do it. I was committed. So hey, if you change your minds, let me know, bro. But yeah, I wanted to send you the first one and the second one, the one that you can't get. So,
yeah, it is what it is. It's just I was trying to get a cup from Mike and Jenny, and yeah, here it is. Jim said it's so expensive, and I agree. I even tried to get my voting stuff down here.
Yeah,
I can hear
it's
you
not
better. Oh,
cheap.
thank you, Diane. And it's a real pain in the neck, dude. It's a real pain in the neck. Um, yeah. So do you know who? I'm see if I hope I pronounce this right. Is it Quetzalcoatl? Is? Do you know who that is?
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl. Thank you. I hope
Yeah, yeah, Quetzalcoatl. Supposedly that's the great serpent, right?
the
It's supposed
feathered
to be.
serpent.
Yeah. It's supposed to be the deity, like Anunnaki, right? It's supposed to be some
Um,
type of legend, some type of savior or someone that comes back, right?
Right. I don't know if it's the Anunnaki per se, but this is somehow in conjunction and here in Mexico, and there's also depictions of this that word you said, Quetzalcoatl. I think I'm close.
I think I'm saying it right. I don't know. Quetzalcoatl. I mean, that's what I've heard.
I've heard I heard Graham Hancock say it, but I can't remember how he pronounced it.
I'm probably saying it wrong.
But there's many depictions on many stone monuments here, especially in be right back. Okay, I'll see you later. Here, see you in a little bit, babe. In this part of the world, Mesoamerica, where you see these gentlemen holding these little bags. Have you seen that?
I have not.
It's all over the world. There's I'm gonna see if I can pull this up.
You said it's
depictions
someone holding a little bag.
Somebody holding a bag in old carvings, prehistoric carvings.
Maybe if you drive through Kensington, you'll see a lot of that.
I know where that is. That's crazy.
Man, it's not far.
Here we go. It's incredible here. Okay, so cool, man. Like we're just going through it basically. Just kind of like, okay, Tataria, that's our base point, and we're going to shoot out in all directions. Sumerian, thank you, Robert. There's also other places too, where they have these little bags, and you can see them here. They're found not only here in Egyptian and Sumerian, but they're also found over here in the quote unquote New World in certain places, like here. Here, this for example, is something more either I would say it's more. I'd say that's Aztec. Maybe if I'm Mayan and there's somebody out there who knows better, then here's another one here.
Yes, I have seen that. I have seen that.
Mayan.
Yes,
this is Mayan.
And I think that's Mesopotamian, the one.
So, yeah, maybe you might be right.
Like Zoroastrian, I think. The guy with the wings.
Yes, and they're found all over the world, and it has a lot to do with so there was this possibly mud flood, possibly flood, whether
Mud
it's
flood.
God. There's it's written throughout of all cultures. Somewhere's in their lines that there's an epic flood that wiped out either humanity or humanity as far as they knew. There's also the comet impact that hit the North American ice sheet, which Randall Carlson has done a lot on that, where there's a massive flood. But there's a lot of that in history, and the mud flood as well could be a part of that. And so if there's a wiping out of society, and this is where kind of your Anunnaki thing kind of ties in that you were mentioning, is that somewheres across the sea, like a large person, pale complexion with blue eyes and long hair, might even be the Nordics, bro, if you know who they are. That's a little more on the line I run in. Kind of brought them like the knowledge to restart civilization. Have you heard of this?
I have heard of this, yes.
Cool,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah. In fact, there's isn't that like a Hopi Indian legend as well?
Here it is. Here. So here is a medicine woman. I want you guys to please go over and check out her channel. They kept many medicine in those bags. she has plenty too, and she actually learned some of her medicines from the forest people. So you guys want to catch that one. A stone purse shaped like an infamous handbag was just discovered. Oh wow, there's another Native American person who's been on the show too. Is also an incredible episode, The Last of Her Kind. Go ahead and check that one out. True Bear, say look, they're over there talking to each other. Look, there you go. Cross-pollinating Native American cultures on the show. I mean, how lucky can you be, man?
That's pretty cool. That doesn't happen a lot. Holy crap. I've never seen that.
It's been strange.
It probably happens. but between them, it probably happens all the time. But for us to see it, that's like kind of cool. So
It is very cool. It is very cool. There's a lot of they have the Mayans also have a name for them down here too, where they're medicine people, but they're a little bit more darker. They're a little bit more like Mayan has a lot
I
of
know.
dark.
What do they call them? Curanderos, the ayahuasca people, the guys that
Corderos,
they're like,
exactly,
yeah.
bro. Corderos. They're the
Yeah,
ones you
yeah.
go to, and they can maybe even be if to give. I don't think the etymology is correct, but what I'm trying to say is that if you think of maybe like Native American and voodoo put together, in that
Yeah.
sense, looking from a Christian worldview, that's how you can possibly see them, and you can find them right here. I could probably go on
They're
Facebook Marketplace and find one right now and put a hex on somebody if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do
oh
that.
man.
I'm not into that.
I saw a documentary where this dude he was like his constitution was real weak, so he went on this ayahuasca journey, and he ended up finding an actual curandero that gave him like his stomach like microbiome, his like gut microbiome, and spit it into him, and he became like Superman. It was like he became really strong and like hardy and like resilient. Like his whole, it's pretty crazy.
It's like a lot of so someone ate a lot of blueberries and pomegranate, huh?
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
They say it's good for your gut biome. There's also like they also do that weird thing where people are really really healthy and they'll take like the rear end stuff and mix it up with water and purify it, and then
I've heard of
give it to
that.
other people in their rear end and they're become healthy again. People do some weird stuff. They also freeze their heads, dude, for a future, like Demolition Man style.
Oh, Wesley Snipes.
I'm enjoying the joke. Thank you so much for the funny joke. I appreciate that, but I will not say that.
So yeah, I have
That was funny. Welcome to the show, 6 Hour. That was a great joke. Thank you.
Oh, that's great. I have actually heard supposedly there was like the people that came out of the ground after the floods and stuff, and the Hopi Indians. I have heard something about that, and they had all the knowledge of the world. And apparently, in some other cultures, they were like the Atlanteans, and they had just like emerged after their civilization was destroyed. So
Right.
I think Tartaria probably has some type of connection to Egypt and to Atlantis and so on and so forth. And Lemuria is another one. And then I think there was one more, but I forget the name of it. Maybe someone out there knows. So.
And it's also very strange. So I was talking to my student, right? And he's like, I'm from Russian, but I'm also part of a certain part of Russia where we have kind of our own religion a little bit, and we also it's Orthodox, but it's a little different, and we also have our own culture and language. And then come to find out, he's Tartarian. And I was like, yeah, I'm from.
Cool.
And so I actually typed up on Google Map and looked. So now it's relegated to a very small part of Russia. It's like somewhere north of the Caucasus Mountains and south of Moscow, somewhere in between in that area. And
Okay.
he's like, I speak it. And I want to get him to talk to me one day and see if I can record it and send it to you, bro. So you can actually hear, maybe, hopefully, that languages do change over time and they're a living organism, but at least get some type of bones or some type of relic that we can like look at just to hear it, because I think I seen something the other day. There's 7,000 languages on the planet. We lose one a week. And so things of that nature, I think they should be preserved somehow, because there's a lot of information we can glean from them. Thank you for the live. Oh, thank you very much. Ivy Ramirez 5354. Welcome to the show. I hope we earned your subscription today.
Hello, Ivy. Hello.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit of conspiracy. Normally, we're like paranormal,
Tartaria.
and Dogman. Have you been looking at those things like Dogman and Bigfoot? And what are you thinking about it? Because I know I haven't really talked to you about it. Have you had anything, or what are your thoughts on it?
I had heard that Bigfoot and Dogman were like a certain type of technology to keep people away from treasure and to keep people away from certain types of like doorways to the inner earth.
All right.
Yeah, I have
That's a new one
heard
for
that
me.
type of. Yeah, I have heard that theory before, where these creatures. I mean, they could be the result of like bioengineering, or they could, but there's some type of ancient technology where these things are, I guess, deployed to keep people away from very important areas.
Information.
That is
Ah,
what I had
dude.
heard. I had heard that about the skin not walkers. So I know you can't actually say their names. Like the Native Americans are weird about that, but
Oh, I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feeling. They have
yeah.
knee. Oh my god. Yinatalushi is another word for him. The Yinatalushi. At least that's the word that the Navajos say. Which, hopefully one day, I hope I didn't offend anybody with those. But I don't know what that means. They're actually promoting your. Look at my dude, huh? They're promoting your painting business, bro.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Dude,
Thank you so
welcome
much.
to the show, man. Welcome to the family, man. This is what we do over here.
You guys are awesome.
Dude,
thank you so much. That's amazing.
Whoa, Bruce Brown. Yeah, dude. Fantastic, bro. And much luck to you. Hey, if you get one person, you're in the Philly area, you will go far for a big contract, correct? At least an hour, right?
Hey, I've traveled as far as 2 hours, so.
Okay, cool. So that means New York's open, Baltimore's open, and even northern parts of Washington. If you want to if you want paint to come, he doesn't not only paints, he does many other things. And we're talking
like an adventure.
Raise the man, dude. Raise the man, dude. Yeah, so it's awesome. Oh wow, Ray's new book.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys are all awesome.
Yeah, Pam. We got Pam. Thank you, Pam. She's the one that dug that out for us.
Thank you, Pam. Pam, you're awesome.
Before the cryptids were coming from deep underground. There's many things, James. I've heard many things. I'm hearing Native Americans talk about them. I'm hearing people who's had mine speak with them. You check out the newer episodes. The more I get into this, James, the more questions I have, and I don't know. Yeah, raise the man. There you go. Boom. All right.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, dude, this is what we do over here, man. It's just impressive. Now the only thing we got to do is you can find time to do your own podcast about the things you enjoy in life. We're trying to trick you into
it. I don't know that people are really gonna want me having a podcast. That's a little bit.
We'll throw it on Rumble.
Out of my element. I think I'm a little bit. I'm a good co-host. I'm good at helping out, fluff out the channel. But as far as like leading my own channel, I am technologically stupid. Okay, I'm telling you guys right now, like it would take me like 2 weeks to produce one video. I do have a YouTube channel that I can just sit in front of or just like capture video, but that's as far. I have like old man skills when it comes to technology. I'm sorry, guys. I got to work on that. I do. I got to work on that.
Well, anything you need, you can go ahead and contact me or Jim or
you guys are awesome.
Daniel Cahoon from the Magical Journey. Right after this, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be on with the one and only Harley Owens, who's also been on Tony Merkel's podcast. Actually, it was weird. I knew him before we went on there, so I was like, "Dude, you were on there?" He's like, "Yeah, bro." So
that's
Tennessee
awesome.
area. Did you actually travel? Did you travel to Tennessee, or did you get with Tony before he moved?
I've never met Tony in person.
So you came on and did a virtual thing.
I met him when he was already down south. Yeah, I met him afterwards.
All right.
Yeah.
He's building an empire. Much love and a lot of prayers for his wife and all the things that they're going through right now. He seems to be a cool guy. Has a great show and he does very well at it. And trust me, some of the skills that I watch him do, I kind of pick up myself, especially when
Tony's
it comes to
a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man.
Dude. Yeah,
he's a helping woman and doing many investigations. Speak Cynthia Sabe faces many bad cryptid and entities. I don't even know what that means. she'll say things and you're just like, I don't know what that means. But yeah, Ray, we're gonna go ahead and get you up out of here, bro. I really appreciate it, man. It's been fun.
Thanks for having me. Like seriously, I always have fun when I come on here. Thanks to the audience. Thanks to Pam. Thanks to everyone for promoting me. And I love you all. You guys are awesome.
Thanks for helping out, man. Thanks for helping out. I really
absolutely.
It's always just like just bros chilling out, and that's great. And yeah, a little bit of a fun one, guys. A little bit of a change next week. Let me go ahead and pop in what I have next week. I want to make sure I get this right. While you're here, Ray, if you don't mind, go ahead and promote next week's show, which I don't normally do.
Okay.
Let's see. We're having on Les Durant. Les Durant's coming on. He is UFOs and Orbs. That's his channel, and he takes interesting shots above his house. And then on the 30th, guys, Randy Bauer's coming, and you're going to want to see this episode. It's going to be called the Skinwalker Ranch of the North, and it's about his property in Minnesota. And he has an episode where he came on with me. Yeah, man. He's came on with me and he showed me a bunch of pictures. We went through that. That's coming up next Tuesday, guys. And then we'll have him on in 2 weeks live. That way you can watch it. If you have questions, get him ready. And then when he comes on, you guys can go ahead and ask him. Okay. It's going to be a lot of fun. He also is friends with the dude from Monster Quest who used to make Monster Quest. I can't think of his name right now. So there's a book written about his property. It's going to be wild, Ray.
That's awesome. He can have that. I don't want any weird stuff in my house. No.
I'm cool too. Just we'll have out of medicine one, which you get some tobacco out here and sprinkle it around your house. Everything's good to go. So, man, thank you all so very, very much, and I love you all. Remember, we are the Honor, we are aware. Love you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Later. Peace. Thank you, Ray. You have been watching the Eye of Jupiter podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of your favorite interviews. And remember, we are the Eye, and we are aware.